Hi, I'm Tina Warren. It's Thursday, so I'm here to do my thing. So, how is your week going? How is everybody's week going? We had that full moon last week, quite powerful, quite strong energy last week. Hopefully things are a bit more settled for you this week. And let's see what we've got going on. So I just need people to turn up, really, because my cards, I have got Healing Energy Oracle cards. Let me just sort this out. I've got my small tarot deck. I've got what's ever on the table is what I've got at the moment. So I'm using the Hanson's Roberts Tarot to Go. Tarot. Where did that come from? A lot of people call it tarot. It's tarot. So let's see what we've got tonight. Hi Jen, good to see you. I like your little box that you've made. I've seen it today. The little sort of, it's not circular, but it's sort of circular with the nice little leaves on it. So, hi Mom, hi Fiona, good to see you. How is everybody doing? Hopefully better than last week. Right, I've had to evict a cat that wasn't mine, but it followed me in. So, I've got cat issues at the moment. Hi Tina. It's lovely, Jen. I think you're doing some lovely things with your woodworking. Wood engraving. It's a very specific thing that you're doing, isn't it? It is. I know it is circular, but you've done it in pieces. It's very intricate. So, yes, I do like what you're doing. Hi, Christina. I'm all right, Fiona. I'm all right. Although it is different energy to what it was last week. I think we've got very interesting energy going on at the moment, to be honest. And I've spent a lot more time outdoors than of late. So hi Sandra, hi Alison, hi Jacqueline. Fiona saying hello, hi, a laser cutting machine. There you go. I knew it was something different. So let's see where we're going to start. Fiona, let's start with you and see what we've got for you. Okay. Right, so I'm going to move immediately because while I evicted a cat, another one has come in and that one is mine, but I think he might want to go out. We'll see. He's moved from the window and he's behind me. Gosh, that goes really bright if I move my head too much and you can see my grey hair. Fiona, let's get to you. Are you distracted by any chance, lady? Is there something that you need to focus on? I've got these Sacred Traveller cards for you. It feels as if there might be something that you want to do, but you haven't quite moved forward on it, or things keep cropping up. I want to say it's just a small step. Just doing something in the direction of what it is that you want is important. You've got this card, Discovering Truth, okay? And this is you stand in the light of truth. And that means that not everyone will agree. And when you start to acknowledge yourself and what's your truth and how you understand the world, it can feel as if not everybody gets you. So if there's a situation where not everybody's understanding what you want to do, it's got to be right for you. So if something's calling to you, It's about recognising that there's an opportunity that's there, but there's one step that's needed to start moving things forward. And this might be an idea, it might be a hobby or an interest, but there's a need to prioritise yourself at the moment. None of us are meant to be doing all the same thing. We're not all meant to be aiming for the same thing, wanting the same thing. We're all very different, and it's about appreciating you at the moment and what that difference means for you. But it's time to just take a step forward, even if it's just one thing, but you need to put some energy into the thing that you want for you right now. Let me know if that makes sense. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Loredana. Hi, Abigail. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Joe. Ooh. Who is this? Joe Woodley. Joe Woodley. Right. Okay. I've got the tarot for you. There's an awful lot of energy. It might be that you're having to consider lots of different things at the moment, but there's a lot of mental energy is what I'm going to say around you at the moment. This might not be clear, or you might feel as if it's not making progress, but pay attention to whatever's coming up with regards to situations at the moment, because it does feel as if there is some clarity and things will start to move forward. It's almost like there's a break in the tension. It feels like there might be a lot of tension around you, but there's a break in the tension. 2 cards have come out, and what have we got? Well, we've got 2 cards that are reversed actually, so I'm going to flip them around. The 10 of Cups. So it's moving to a place where it feels like you can breathe, emotional fulfillment, not here at the moment. However, you've got the 9 of Rods. So prioritise boundaries, look at the things you've realised about yourself, look at the things that you want to do and the things that you've wanted to do going forward. But it feels as though one thing at a time will allow you to break through something at the moment, and that clarity does come forward. It just feels a little bit intense right now, but it can ease. And it might be that you need to sort of just have a little bit of a shift of perspective. If you're carrying a lot of things, or you're carrying the mental strain of something, is there a way of alleviating that? Maybe writing things down, maybe sort of reordering or reprioritizing something. But there are things that if you can just focus on one thing, things start to get a lot clearer. And if this is to do with communication around you, then news will come, but it's almost like it's when you want something, when we're anxious and waiting for something, it seems to take a long time. But it feels like it won't take too long. There is something that comes forward and it's leading you in the right direction. It's just you're not right there at the moment, okay? So I am now going to let the cat out because the cat's moved. Can you let me know if that makes any sense to you at all? Right. Let me let the cat out. He's staring at me. Right, so let's see. Joe Woodley, let me know if that made any sense to you. Hi Abigail. Hi Kelly. Hi Wendy. Hi Roseanne. Hi Alison. Hi Gail. Bless you, Alison. Hi Chrissy. Hi Debbie. Hi Suzanne. Joe, what have you said? It makes perfect sense. Thank you so much. I can't speak on here in the same way I obviously would privately. Privately, I will say exactly what it is that I'm getting. I have to sort of make it understandable, hopefully, to you, while not divulging all of the information. Because it's public, this is public, and I don't know how private you are. So I assume everyone's private like me. I share as much as I do, but I'm quite private. Right, let me just get sorted. It hasn't been so, I don't think the temperature's been so warm this week, so I haven't felt so congested this week. I believe I'm suffering from hay fever. I've never had it before. Where am I going with these cards? Oh, bless you, Joe. Bless you. I do private readings. I always forget to say what I'm doing. I do private readings. Details you can find on my website. I do 30-minute sessions. Should I tell you what I do? I do a 30-minute session, or I do a 60-minute session. Those prices will be changing on my booking system. They are currently 35 and 55 on the booking system, but they will be matching up with my prices across the board, which is 40 and 60 from the end of May. You can book readings in advance. I do sell gift vouchers. They're only going up slightly, but I haven't increased my prices since 2020. And I'm sure you'll all agree, things have gone up a little bit. I also offer a single question reading, which isn't in person with me. You ask a question, or you can ask for an open reading, and then I record that for you, and it's a video. I don't do email readings because it comes through my mouth predominantly. The readings do anyway. So I don't do email readings. I do recordings. Those are £12.50. And also for the 60-minute readings, I do sometimes, well, I do it quite a lot of people. There's 2 people come and they book for the 60 minutes. There's a special for that at the moment, so you don't pay full price, as in 2 half-hour readings. I work it around a little bit. So there you go, I do readings. And actually, I did a poll in my community last week to find out how people found me and how they've experienced my work. So a lot was through readings, a lot was through readings on here. And if you've only ever had a reading through here and you were satisfied with that, I'm going to say, well, that's good, but it's not the same. And my intention is to sort of give you an insight anyway, and if that helps you for now, that's the full purpose of it. That's the full purpose of doing these readings. I do need to do some now, so I'm going to shut up and I'm going to start looking through some names. Hi Sarah, congratulations on last week. I know you didn't sort of win, but getting there and achieving what you did was amazing. Hi Pamela, good to see you. Hi Jodie. You come to see me last year and everything I said come to fruition. I thought, oh, I don't always, I do the readings and I tell you to record readings. If you've had one with me, I will say record your reading because I don't remember it. And I don't, because I do it and then I get on with my life. I don't think about them again. So it's really nice to have feedback. Really nice to have feedback. Oh, bless you. Hi Malcolm. Hi Shauna and Wade. Hope things are feeling a little bit better there. Hi Pamela. Right, where am I going? I'm scrolling back up. I've just seen the name. Right. Julie Adams. And Suzanne Whitlock. Okay, Suzanne Whitlock, I'll do you next. But Julie Adams, let's see what I've got for you at the moment. Ooh. Right. Ooh. I don't want those cards. Let me shuffle again, because I'm locking in at the minute. Right, okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, is prioritising going to be a theme of the evening? Because it feels like there is a need for you to prioritise something. Maybe you're trying to do too much in one time, or you're squeezing too much in at once. It just feels like there's a lot that you're doing at the moment. However, you're doing better than you realise. Right, embracing enthusiasm. So shout to the heavens with happiness. If what you're doing is fulfilling for you at the minute and you're enjoying it, because sometimes we can be really caught up in things that are quite intricate or quite detailed or have lots of moving parts, but it's something that we actually enjoy. If it's something you're doing for yourself or something that's benefiting you long term, then it's about leaning more into the fun of it rather than feeling a little bit like, oh, because the more you can enjoy it, the easier it will start to become. It's about trusting yourself at the moment and starting to move forward in that way. If there's something you've been considering but you don't know how to just start putting things together. Say what it is that you want. You don't have to say it to anybody else, but you may need to acknowledge it to yourself. It is about trusting. It is about moving things forward. And it is about, I want to say it's trusting your intuition. Are you really sensitive, Julie? Are you really sensitive? Because it feels as though you might be getting some nudges in the right direction. We can stop ourselves, and it's very easy to stop it. If intuition worked, that it actually moved you as well, that would be brilliant. We'd all have no problems. But it doesn't. We have free will. So if you're coming up with reasons why things can't work, or there's then it's sort of blocking your trust in yourself. But lean into whatever's making you feel good at the moment, because that's when things start to flow and things start to come together. So it might be that you're redecorating, moving, or changing an environment in some way, and we can feel quite uplifted when we're doing that, even though it takes a lot. So it's looking at what you're working towards rather than where you are at the moment, because that's where the answer is for you. Let me know if that makes any sense for you, sweetheart. Suzanne Whitlock, let's see what we've got for you. I'm going to have a mouthful of coffee. Okay. And a different deck of cards. Okie doke. There's a male energy around you quite strongly, Suzanne, and I don't know if this is a father or a father figure, but it feels very supportive at the moment. Even if things feel a little bit stuck, it's about persevering, because there will be movement. So it's not about trying to force anything at the moment. Know that you're being supported. Things will start to move forward in the right direction anyway. You've got this card, the financial constraints card. Okay, this is a card of transformation, but also recognizing where true value is as well. So even though things may feel a little bit not quite where you want in some area, so it might not be fulfilling in some area of your life, and it might only be a small part, but it's recognizing that there's a purpose for this. So it's recognizing your value and your worth. It's a boost to your self-esteem, a boost to your level of understanding of yourself that comes through with this. Sometimes life can make us feel a certain way because we've been through certain situations. There's lots of reassurance coming through, and it's about there's you coming through and something being acknowledged as you move through this process. But don't force this. It's naturally happening. So there's no need to force. If it's felt a little bit unsteady or a little bit up and down for you recently, you're working with the energy, so don't feel that you're going backwards or you're going to stay stuck, because there is forward movement, but something needs to be acknowledged now, and that's you acknowledging something. So it might be you acknowledging something that you want for yourself. It might be you acknowledging something that you would like sort of moving forwards, but it's that acknowledgement, and there's reassurance and there's strength that's coming through for you as well. Let me know if that makes any sense. Hi Debbie. Hi Anne. Hi Donna. Hi Sharon. Okay. Sharon, Phoebe, is that? Phoebe? Okie doke. Are you holding your breath? 2 cards for you, Sharon. So let's see what we've got here. This first one out of this deck. I'll look in a minute. There's 2 cards for you. Okay, and this one. You need to trust yourself. Okay. So, Voyage of the Heart. Are you overthinking? There's a lot of energy, and it feels almost as if you're hesitating or just sort of waiting for something. The Voyage of the Heart is love flows through you and to you. So this is acknowledging what it is for you, but this is a core part of who you are as well. So it's recognizing that sometimes we get very caught in our head and in practical things that we feel that we need to do, or things that we do have to do. But it's our intuitive side as well. There's 2 cards, and what's come out is the High Priestess. It's about marrying up that intuition. It starts to make things easier. And if you can decide on something that you want for you, or a goal that you're moving towards, then it's about allowing yourself to be supported with that and moving forward with that through your intuition. Our intuition will speak to us in lots of different ways. It isn't just a voice in our head. That it can be, but it isn't just a voice in our head that says don't do that. It's feelings that we feel within our body as well. And when we're stuck in our head, then we detach, we sort of become a little bit ignorant of what's going on below the head. So it's about paying attention to this. If you're moving through a process which is acknowledging things that you have gone through or experienced, if you're moving through that process, it's about being very gentle and compassionate with yourself. As you start to move this forward, bringing the heart and the head together brings your energy much more into alignment. Then you can listen to your intuition, and you can decide whether or not you're going to act on it. I suggest you do. But intuition can come in lots and lots of ways, like I said. So it's not just a voice. And quite often the voice that we hear in our head, and we all have an inner dialogue, or most of us do, is our own voice, and it speaks of fear, of fears, or what if, or oh, is this going to happen? So we can limit ourselves. And if you feel that things aren't moving forward, or you're feeling it's a bit challenging at the moment, drop your focus into your heart area and sort of allow that intuition to come up, and it's going to guide you forward. Even if that's a strong feeling or a sense of knowing, then trust that. Then trust that. It feels different. Intuition feels different from that doubting voice that we sometimes hear. So, and it's not loud. It's subtle, and it's quite gentle. It doesn't normally shout, but it can. I'm not saying it never does, because I've had experiences of that more than once. So let me know if that made any sense for you, sweetheart. There's lots of people that I've done loads of readings though. I lost count years and years ago. I have no idea how many I would do on a live. As many as I feel like. At events, I could do multiple readings. Thousands, there's tens of thousands of readings over the years. It's just that my work has been predominantly private, and it stays that way. I don't talk about the readings because I value confidentiality. And so if people want to talk about their readings, that's okay. And I'm okay doing readings this way because I hopefully don't disclose. I disclose enough so they make sense to you, but I don't disclose all of the information. So, hi Christy. Hi Shannon. Bless you, Julie. Hi Emma. Hi Sheila. Hi Donna. Hi Kerry. Bless you, Suzanne, and welcome. Your first visit here. But thank you for the feedback. It helps. It helps me. If it's nice to know. Hi Annie, how are you doing? Am I going to pull one for you? Okie doke. Oh, right. Annie Mae Newton. Let's see what we've got. You've been busy. Let's see what we've got here. Oh. Are you sorting things out? It just feels like there's just a lot in front of you, but it feels like this is practical stuff. So you might be sorting things out, or you might be sort of just moving things around a little bit at the moment. But it does feel quite busy. What have you got? Distant thunder. Distant thunder and clear the air. Are you trying to do everything on your own at the minute? Does it might, if you're trying to do everything on your own, there's nothing wrong with asking for a bit of help or support, or letting that come forward. This distant thunder I've got going on within you. So it might not be outside of you. This isn't like a fallout, but you might be being a bit hard on yourself at the moment. Ease up on yourself, and sort of be steady. Have you got some news? I might just have to message you. Have you got some news? Oh, okay. I might just have to message you, but can you ease up on yourself a little bit? I think you might be being really sort of, you know, when we have those times where we think we have to do everything and everything has to be just right, you might be feeling a bit like that at the moment. It is what it is. And you can only do so much in 24 hours. So be a little bit gentle with yourself, okay? And I want to say the past is the past. It's about what's in front of you now and moving forward in that way, okay? And have you got some news? Oh, okay. You know what that'll be about. I'm not saying what that's about. Hi, Sarah. Oh, a little boy. Congratulations. Congratulations. I was right again. Babies, when people are pregnant and there's babies around, the energy is very, very interesting. Boys and girls have very different energy. And so I can only say what comes up during the readings, but if babies have got strong energy. So congratulations, sweetheart. There's your little boy. Right. You should try your hardest. You like a chaotic life. I think you like being busy. So, but you might be being a bit hard on yourself. Right. Kerry Downs. Let's see what I've got for you. Right, have you been okay physically? So things might have just been out of balance a little bit high, a little bit low. Things may have sort of been out of balance, but it's about recognising clarity. Oosh. Okay. Are you moving or are you looking at, so it feels like there's a change around you. So either there's a situation around you that's changing, but the view is changing and the perspective is changing a little bit at the moment. Have you've got this card, the happy family card. There may be some news coming forward about something that shifts things a little bit for you. So if things have felt a little bit much or as if they've been frustrating, there's a shift, and it feels as though this may come in the form of news or understanding or a change to the situation, but it's a small change. It will make a big difference. That brings about a sense of stability, and that brings this, it just brings this sense of like being able to relax, being able to sort of settle a little bit more. The energy is very interesting around you at the minute. So, but it feels as if it's changing for the better. So, and it feels like that may have taken quite a while. So I'm not, let me know if that makes any sense to you. Okay. You glad you got here before the end. Good. Just let me know if it makes any sense. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Donna. You also asked 5 months ago if you were moving, and you are now. Hi, Presh. Hi, Pamela. Let me walk through. Right, Pamela, as I've just said your name and I've shuffled the cards, the card has shot out. So there we go. That card is going to be for you, and it's the Sun card. Okay. Oof. I want to say, while this is the Sun card, as I've held that up, there's been a big shift of energy around me. Okay. There's a need for you to focus on you at the moment, and on things that you can appreciate about yourself rather than on things that are not quite right. I think it's about paying attention to the things that have come up for you, particularly over the last few months, because that has brought some clarity and understanding. But there's an opportunity for a new beginning. So wherever it is that you've been starting towards or leaning towards, that's the direction for you at the moment. Oh gosh, okay. If you're there's a woman's energy coming through very strongly, so I don't know if this is a mother, a sister, or a grandmother, but I'm gonna mother sister first. This direction out, it's about, there's a lot of support at the moment, but it's time for you to consider what you want, and there's an opportunity for that new beginning going forward. Pay attention to the things that come up to you, and if you do dream of loved ones, pay attention. Don't worry if you can't remember all of the words, because the words aren't for your conscious mind, they're for your subconscious mind. But remember the feelings that you have in those dreams. It's about that connection. It's about knowing that support's there. So it's time to shift focus. Let me know if that makes any sense to you, sweetheart. Hi, Janine. Hi, Jennifer. Right. Where are we? Boom, 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 boom. Where's that come from? Where's that come from? Who's that? Right. Hi, AJ. Good to see you. Hi, Alison. 444 is definitely significant because it means that, and why have I got a card out? Who's this for? Let's do you, Alison, with this card that I've just pulled out as well, because I don't know why I was pulling that out. Right, the number 444 is a sign that you are being supported. Angels and ascended masters are around, and you are definitely on track for what it is that, so on track for you being you. So if you're moving in a certain direction or making certain choices, or even you'll quite often see this if you're feeling as if you're uncertain or feeling like you might be alone. So it's a reminder that you're not alone. Our loved ones don't automatically become our angels, but they can very much guide us. Angels are beings that haven't existed as humans. But our loved ones in spirit are very much still connected to us and able to support and guide us. They will talk to us at times where we're not locked in to daily life. So through our dreams, or as we're falling asleep or waking up, in moments of meditation, or in moments of stillness or connectedness, usually when you're not trying. So usually when you're not trying is when you'll feel that connection. So, but it is a very strong sign, okay? And then you've got this one. You've got Healer of the Ages. So recognize that you're being supported, even if you cannot see it. And if you look back at your life, at some of the things that have happened, recognize what you've overcome and recognize what you've achieved. So it's paying attention to what that is. But that support going forward, it's your mum in spirit, sweetheart. That energy going forward, you are supported and you are guided. It's about trusting yourself. All of us are living on a planet, and we're all doing it as individuals. But how many people do you know that are authentically living their life, or are they living a life that is expected by society? So it's being authentic, trusting yourself, and knowing that you're being supported going forward. Okay, there's an opportunity to recognize something here, and that allows that forward progress. You might be having dreams, or you might be receiving messages. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Your nan was like your mum in spirit. Right, okay. And your number is always 122 or 222. Well, 222 is about bringing things together. If you think about it, we live in a world of duality. So it's recognizing that. It's integration. It's bringing things together. It's supportive. So that number 2 is looking at aspects of who we are. And we are both masculine and feminine. Our brains have different hemispheres, and one is very masculine in that it's very logical, analytical, the way it processes information, and the other one is seen as very feminine because it's very intuitive and works much more through the senses and symbolism than it does with words. Bringing both together in balance is where we reach that point of alignment. So it might be that parts of your life need to come into balance, or parts of your life need to be looked at so that that balance can come in. One of the things that may need looking at, it's made me smile because this is a lesson for me personally, is that balance between giving and receiving. So some people find it very easy to receive and very difficult to give, and some people find it very easy to give and very difficult to receive. The ideal spot is a flow, so it's a balance of giving and receiving. So it might be that you give a lot out, but you may need to give some to yourself. So consider what that means for you. And let's see what we've got with these for you. 111 and 444, or 1111. That's a gateway. That's moving forward. Right, okay. Let me come back to Janine. You've got the daughter value. Okay. And sometimes we don't appreciate the value in the things that we've got. We tend to not see or appreciate exactly what's around us, and that can be aspects of who we are as people, our environment, what we've actually got, and we can feel a little bit out of whack because we want other things. So start to bring that into balance by appreciating what you've got, and then you will allow space for things to start coming in. Okay, so Shell Belcher Edwards, that 111 is like a double gateway. One is the energy of individuals, it's the energy of initiation, the self, not sort of egotistical, but self-consideration. And when you get 2 ones, they create a doorway. So 1111 is like a double doorway, but it's also seen as a wake-up call. It's one of the, lots of people start seeing 1111, and because so many people talk about it now, it's recognised as a sort of wake-up call or a little bit of a sign to pay attention. So if you're seeing numbers or signs or whatever it is, sit and ask yourself first before you pick up your phone and you start Googling everything. Ask yourself, what does this mean for me? Because it's so easy just to get on your phone. I know I'm on the phone, and so are most of you at the moment, but it's so easy to just go on the phone and look things up and not check in with ourselves. But checking in with yourself is a way of starting to work with your intuition and trusting that intuition. So, and writing things down as well. I'll get things, I'll write them down, and then, or I'll draw them. I do draw a lot. And then it's like months later or a year later or whatever, I'll be looking through things and I'll think, oh my God, I wrote that then and it's here now. So it's recognising that. I want to pull a Sacred Traveller card for you. And Sarah Lit. And the 444, again, I'll explain the 444, being supported and having your angels and ascended masters around you. So it's paying attention. You've got 2. Passion and pleasure. Okay? Savour your life. Life can feel really, really difficult and really challenging if you focus on, 1, what's going on in the world. Everything is changing. Nobody's really certain how things are going to look going forward. We are living in a time that 1, it's never been here before, but that's true of everything. But it is a time of monumental change, not just in the way that the world is working, but in the way that we are understanding ourselves. So there's people are increasing in their level of self-awareness. People are understanding themselves a whole lot more, and this is a different sort of energy moving forward. But you can focus on what's wrong a lot. This is about bringing back something that feels good. So where is the passion and pleasure in your life? What is your passion for? And where are you investing your time and energy into things that are making you feel good, rather than just doing things that are expected or you're responsible for. So, because it feels different when you do, if I get stuck in the responsibility mode, it's hard work. I am very fortunate because even though I didn't know I'd be doing this for a living, I never even did it as a hobby before. But I've got absolute passion for the work that I do, only because I can't explain it. And if I could, I just do not have the words for it. I've never experienced anything that feels like it, even in the years of working before. So it's about leaning into what you love. And then you've got this one, beginning a new cycle, first light. Okay, so new beginnings, but leaning into more of what you love a little bit to bring a little bit of balance. Okay, and 333. 3 is a number of communication, of community. It's a number of connection. So it's a very powerful number, and seeing it multiply. And I always do this thing. If I see something once, I don't always see a sign and think, oh, one sign and that's it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to see it multiple times. But if I ever see anything 3 times, I never ignore it. So it's about paying attention to that. But it's asking you to look at the way that you're communicating. There's a strength to your communication and the way that you're building and making connections at the moment. So those are important for you. And it may be time to look at what it is that you're asking for and what your expectations are. Because sometimes we ask for things while believing we're never going to get them. So bring things into balance a little bit. Sarah, I'm going to pull one for you of the energy, maybe 3. 3. Oh. Right. How interesting. And we've got this, the goddess of the moon. So this is appreciating the cycles. And no one is ever going to feel great every single day. It's, you know, we can feel a certain level of contentment, but life will give us challenges so that things do go in cycles. So if you're experiencing a time that feels frustrating or challenging at the moment, know that that will become something other than that as time moves on. But communication's important. You've also got the 4th chakra, which is Archangel Raphael. This is all about receiving at the moment with you, Sarah, and allowing space for that to happen. Okay, so opening the heart chakra is one that we can shut down very easily, a bit harder to open up after we've shut it down. But this is appreciation, okay, and you've also got the daughter value. So it's appreciation, also appreciating that even though things may be changing, your communication's important at the moment. So get clear on what that is and keep your eyes open, because things will start to move forward. Maybe we need a conversation. Maybe we need just to catch up anyway, Sarah. Let me move these around in the deck. Let me know. You haven't seen any numbers lately. Ooh. You're always looking things up. I think we've got very used to looking up things quite a lot, actually. I was out yesterday and I was at I was at Middleton Hall. So there's a nature reserve, an RSPB reserve out there. And so I was just strolling around and walking around, and it's beautiful and you can hear lots of birds and see, but I wasn't specifically looking for any birds. However, quite significantly on the way back, I stopped and sort of went across to a place, and there was what they're called, Oh, it's an egret, not a great. Is it a lesser egret? That sounds bad. But it's like a small heron, a pure white bird with a long feather on its back. And it just stared at me and then walked off. But certain things, well, it's a pure white. So it's that purity, it's that patience. Herons have to be very patient, they have to be very still. So the energy of the bird communicated the information. It was about being patient, keeping things just pure, because that's the only way I can do it. I can't pretend. I can't come online in a face full of makeup and looking completely different to how I do in real life. If you come and had a conversation with me, it would be the same, apart from you'd actually get a chance to get a word in edgeways, possibly. But I'm the same. Hopefully I'm the same online as off. I can't be any different, and that's part of me acknowledging who I am. And I can't fit into what other people would suggest would be a good thing to do your hair and makeup before you go online, because I don't own any makeup. Eyeliner, that's all I own. Anyway, 2 weeks ago. Oh, Sheila, that is really, really difficult. And that's not one. Sheila, can you message me? Message me. Because I can just message me and I'll speak to you. Hi, Aaron. You keep seeing magpies. Sorry, Aaron, this is off Lorraine. Keep seeing magpies everywhere at the minute. Is it bad luck? It feels like it at the moment. There's magpies are seen. There's a whole myth around magpies, to be honest. And there's the rhyme: 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told. I think there's more than that. But that's the rhyme that I know it. And because there's a lot of superstition attached to magpies, we can sort of see them as unlucky birds. However, they're not unlucky. But if you build an association with something, you can reinforce that association. If things are feeling like there's a lot of bad luck at the moment, then know that things will move forward and things will sort of settle down. Sometimes it feels as if nothing goes our way, but ultimately it's about recognizing that we have to get clear. So certain things will be moved out of our lives, certain things will be changed. It's like I hit a pothole in February and it took 2 of my wheels out on my car, but I'd had my wheels repaired a couple of times, so all the car's sorted, everything's fine. But when I looked at the wheels, I don't know whether it was damaged, but there was a crack in it. Not a massive one, but there was a crack in one of the wheels. And I don't know if it came as a result of, because it wasn't where it hit. The damage was clear, but there was also a crack. And maybe, even though that cost me a lot of money and caused me a lot of inconvenience, it may have saved something bigger at the end of the day. Sometimes we just don't know, and what we perceive as bad luck is a course correction or a redirection. So persevere. But magpies are very vocal birds, so you always recognise when they're around, and they're very, very striking. But as a species, there are myths tied in with them and superstitions. So it's whether you are superstitious or not. But if you've seen lots of them, they're having babies at the moment and building nests. They can be quite territorial. but they're also part of the corvid family. Corvid, the crow family. So you can, if you've got a family of them, you can leave things out for them and see what happens. But you can build a connection with those birds quite easily. Any from the corvid family. So let's, Sheila, you message me and we'll speak off air. Off air. Who do I think I am? The same as everybody else on social media. Lorraine, let's pull one of these. There we go. Not a magpie. Journey. It's about understanding. And sometimes when things feel as if they're unlucky, it is recognising that as you look back, not necessarily in the moment, as you look back, one, it's what you overcome, and two, it could be a course direction or course correction, but recognising that even though it feels a little bit unstable, you're navigating this, okay, and things do move forward. There is light at the end of it. And so you're doing okay. It just will feel a little bit wobbly, but life does. If everything's steady and everything's the same every day, we don't learn, we don't grow, and sort of, while it feels safe, it's very stagnating as well. So, have I got any events coming up? I have actually. It's not going to be advertised until Saturday, but I can tell you, I am doing, and I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing a tea and tarot. I do events, and the events normally I do, and you might get 2 or 3 minute reading. I'm doing a tea and tarot on the 30th of May up at the Gateway Cafe at Dordon, which means you'll get a 15-minute private reading with me and a cuppa and a piece of cake for just a little bit more than you would pay at the events anyway. So details of that will be out at the weekend. But that's on the 30th, and it's in a coffee shop, and I'll be open from 11 till 3. There'll be slots available. You can book a slot in. In fact, it's probably the only way you're going to get in if you book a slot. So that will be released over the weekend. So keep an eye out for that one if you want to do that. It's going to be £20, that one is. I'm not going to hide the price. That session's going to be £20. But yeah, there you go. I'm doing that on the 30th of May. There's something else coming on at the end of June. 30 days after September, April, June, which is, it won't be the 30th, it will be the last Wednesday in June, which I don't know what date that is off the top of my head. There's also, I'm restarting something from the end of June. More about that in June. But yeah. Right. Where am I going and what time is it? Okay. Hi, Phil. Apparently he's just walked in and said hello to me, so I said hello back. Right. Made me blush. Right, magpies are not bad luck. In Japan, they're actually good luck when you see one, yeah. Yes, absolutely. All over at the minute. Right, okay. Being woken up by a woodpecker 3 days in a row. Ooh. Woodpeckers are very persistent, and they don't give up until they get what they want. But actually, if it's waking you up, have a look at the sort of routine that you've got. It's sort of calling to your attention. So what needs a little bit of persistence? What needs a little bit of consideration? Let's pull one for you quickly, Jen. Right. Jen, door to personal healing and happiness. So it's about moving things forward and things, you moving forward. So being persistent. Not with everything, but keep going. Okay. Right. Shauna, that isn't something that I would actually answer on here with regards to that. Okay. Will I have any what? Will I have any others? I'm coming back. Yes. Yes, I will. And I'm looking at doing it in that format rather than pub formats. I will be doing pubs. But for now, I'm leaning into the thing. I don't drink alcohol. Being around it is interesting. The energy is very different in a pub. I do drink coffee, so a coffee shop's fine. So, hi Ju, congratulations. It's been quite a week for you. So, hope you're all right. I've just announced the tea and taro, or coffee and coffee if you want. Hot drink and a piece of cake and a reading. A 15-minute private reading. Like I said, I will share that. It's at the Gateway Cafe at Dordon on the 30th of May. I am going to wrap up now because more comfortable and cozy. I think it's easier as well, and I am aware that not everybody, the prices of everything are going up through the roof. I am increasing my prices slightly, but you might not want an hour or half an hour. So it's an opportunity to have a reading without having to spend a big amount of money. Obviously, if you want the hour, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I am, bless you. Saturday was funny. Saturday was really, really funny. Come and have a conversation and you don't stop. But thank you for the egg and mushroom cob. Really appreciate it. Right, I am going to sign off. I am going to speak to my daughter. We have a new addition to the family. Don't get excited. It's got 4 legs and a tail. And it is a cat. So I'm going to check in with my daughter, who should now have her new little kitten at home. I am going to see you all next Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'm in the community. No, I'm not. I'm doing supporters readings on Sunday. If you want to know what that is, I will ask me and I'll tell you. But I'm on Zoom doing supporters readings on Sunday. I'll be back here next Thursday, and I'm on YouTube on Monday at 8 o'clock, which just has to be seen to be believed. I think that might be a comedy channel, and my cat showed her bumhole off this week. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Take care. Lots and lots of love. I know she had her baby boy. Your mum was dying for me to tell her when. But you know what? Nature always makes the choice. It comes at the right moment. That's it. So anyway, I will see you all very soon. Lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.